Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and today marks the first episode of the International Man of the Match Pro Fatal series. This is the team that I'm going to be using. It's actually a pretty solid team. It's a really good BPL squad. The first player that I have is the goalkeeper, who is Butland. Very good goalkeeper. 6'5" is really nice to have in FIFA 16 because, you know, tall keepers are kind of the thing that you want. So I'm very happy that I have Butland there. We have Cook over here, who's actually a really good defender. That will stats actually look like gold stats, so that's actually a really good card as well. We have Cabasil. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but this card is actually very solid as well. He has very decent aggression and strength stats, and then the pace also helps with that, so he can outbody people because of his physical presence in the game. It also helps that he is 6'2" with low high work rate, so very good player there. Bellerin would also help with the whole Ramsey situation, because if I want to rotate around with the squad, I would only need to get 7 chemistry with Ramsey and 10 chemistry with Bellerin, because Bellerin's going to get 10 chemistry because of Ramsey, so works out really well there. We got Patrick Van Aanholt here, very good left back in the game. He's the best left back for the BPL squads in general, so it's nice to see that he actually has a silver card so that I could actually use him in my team. We got Eric Dyer here. Eric Dyer is a very solid player. I've used him before. He's kind of questionable before, but it's not for a specific series, and it's not the squad that I was using him for wasn't specific as well. So he might actually play a lot differently for this team. We got Drinkwater here, and Drinkwater is actually pretty decent. Another player that I actually tried out once in the draft, and he's a pretty decent player. It's nice to see that he's 5'10", medium with 4-star weak foot. Considering he's a silver player, he actually plays really well towards his actual stats. He doesn't feel a lot worse to them. We also have Aaron Ramsey. That's the International Man of the Match card that I chose. And I know a lot of people were wondering why I chose Ramsey. And it was because of the selections. Like, it was my fault. I kind of chose late. So I had to go with Ramsey. But it's okay, because if I want to make a different squad in the future, I could rotate between maybe like a Serie A and like with French players. Because obviously I think the strikers, I want them to be a little bit more specific. Like maybe like a Griezmann or a Lacazette. So I'm going to try to get towards those kind of players and see if I can actually do that. But the Ramsey card looks like a really decent card. The only thing about him is his pace is a lot lower, but everything else about him makes him look like he's actually a good card. So he might be really decent in the game. In the cam spot, we have Nzogbia. And Nzogbia was actually one of the players that I used in the beginning of this game. He was actually really good because of the fact that he has 4-star skill moves. And he feels better than what his stats say, but he is slow. His pace is very noticeable. Like, he kind of feels very heavy when I used him. So he might be a lot different now, because that was like before the patches. So he might feel a lot better now. But these are the two guys that are probably going to be scoring the majority of the goals for me. Lahore has a very good card because of the fact that he's very fast and he's very aggressive, right? So when you have the sprint speed and you have the strength and aggression, it just makes your card so much better in terms of you going to body against someone where their pace might be a lot lower than yours and their aggression and strength might be a bit higher, but the pace definitely helps with the physical aspect and the fact that his aggression and strength is around the 80s. So very good card there. Wilson, I never tried out Wilson in this game, so it's going to be interesting to see what he's like. He doesn't have the required skill moves in the weak foot, but he does look like he's a decent card. I'm sure that his finishing isn't bad as well. I've been told that before. He also does have very good physical stats, but it's a lot different with him because he's going to have his 76 physical with the stat boost, but then, you know, he's not 5'11" in game, like he feels shorter, but I'm gonna obviously notice that for myself. It's pretty good, so I don't really have too many concerns. Maybe the pace of Nzogbia, but the midfield itself doesn't concern me too much because they have pretty well-rounded stats, and I think Ramsey's card is gonna be like surprisingly pretty decent, so it's gonna be interesting to see. So for those of you who don't know the rules of how you get the coins that you get, here it is. So the coins that you get for each goal that you score is going to be at 20k. Coins for goal scored with your International Man of the Match player will be at 30k. Coins deducted for conceding a goal will be negative 20k. Win on penalties will be plus 20k. Lose on penalties will be negative 20k. If you make your opponent rage quit in the first half, you'll get 100k. If you make him rage quit in the second half, you'll get 50k. Extra time rage quit, you will get 25k. If you receive a red card with any player in the series, they must be replaced with a bronze card. Every upgrade in the series must be a gold player minimum, and so on and so forth. But these are the rules, guys, so this is how we're going to accumulate our coins. So let's get on to the first game. So for the first game, guys, we came up against a 4-4-2 with a couple of silvers, bronze, and gold players. It was very interesting because he had a CDM Ramsey in the center back spot. And it was kind of funny because my card is the International Man of the Match version of Ramsey, so it's kind of funny that he had him as a center back. But this game was a little bit boring at best because there wasn't too many opportunities. I have faced this guy before in the draft a bunch of times, so he kind of knew my style of play. But we get a middle run here with Agbonglahor. We get a little bit lucky with the Colaccini touch there, and with Agbonglahor's strength and aggression, he's just going to take that ball off of Colaccini and continue his run. He does have 4-star weak foot, so he was able to slot home with his left foot in order for us to score the first goal of the game. With our second opportunity here, we had Nzogbia passing it to Dyer with a nice little driven pass to Wilson, a couple of LT RTs, and a finesse shot where I thought I was going to score, but Tim Krul just made a great save in order for him to keep that out. And that was pretty much it for the highlights, so on to game 2. So for the second game, guys, we came up against a 4-3-3 bracket 2 formation, and this team looked very interesting because of the fact that they looked like a type of squad where they were the type of team where they can attack and defend really well, because of the midfield and the defensive presence where their work rates are actually pretty decent. So this is definitely going to be a more interesting type of game. But we get the ball here with Agbonglahor, and he runs over here to the side and does a nice little fake shot Y pass right to Nzogbia. Nzogbia lays it off to Wilson, and he slots it home for the first goal of the game. We also get the ball here with Van Aanholt, where he does a nice little fake shot to Drinkwater to Dyer to Nzogbia. We get a lucky little tackle here with Wilson, and Wilson does a nice little L trigger, R trigger dribble to the right side, and he slots it home for the second goal of the game with his left foot. For the third opportunity, we get the ball here with Nzogbia. Nzogbia passes it to Agbonglahor, and this is the one thing in FIFA that's really effective, the angled body feint. So we do a double angled body feint there, slot it home near post. It's a very effective way of scoring in this game where you angle body feint downwards, and then the guy's going to assume that you're going to shoot it across the goal. So right here, we do an angled body feint. He assumes I'm going to shoot across the goal. We do another one, and we just slot that home into the near post side. But after we score that third goal, our opponent does rage quit, so that's going to be another 100k added to the goals that we scored during this game. So at the end of the episode, guys, we are left with a budget of 180k, and these are the two options that I'm going to be giving you guys. If you guys want to vote for the specific options that you guys want to put in my team, be sure to click the link in the description. I'm going to put a straw poll there, and you guys are the ones that are going to vote for either option 1 or option 2. So be sure to click the link down below. So other than that, guys, this is it for the episode for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a thumbs up on it, and I'll see you guys in the next video or the stream.